counts could carry a fine of up to $2,500 and up to 12 months in prison for a total fine of up to $7,500 and up to 36 months in prison.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that the permitting drug abuse charge could carry an operator's license suspension of between 6 months and 5 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that in the event that the prison time would ever be imposed and served, that it would also carry a 3-year optional term of post-release control?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you were ever to be placed on post-release control, the adult parole authority could return you to prison for up to 9 months on any violation, up to a maximum 50% of your prison sentence?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand if you were ever to be convicted of another felony while on post-release control, that in addition to being punished with a new felony, the court could add an additional consecutive prison term of 1 year or what time remains on post-release control, whichever is greater?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you could be placed on community control for up to 5 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As to the 2 misdemeanors, the one count of hazing and then the other count which had been charged as an assault, which is part of the agreement that your attorney has negotiated with the state on your behalf, that would be being amended to a hazing as well. Do you understand each of those being misdemeanors of the 4th degree could carry fines of up to $250 and up to 30 days in jail for a total fine of $500 and up to 60 days in jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And do you understand that as to all of these charges that you have a right to a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that at that jury trial, the state of Ohio has the burden of proving every element of these offenses beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that at trial, you continue to have the right to a lawyer, and Mr. Wolf would represent you and would cross-examine any witness the state brought against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that if you have witnesses in your own defense, that the court would make sure those witnesses appeared at your trial and testified?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that you would not be forced to testify if you didn't wish to?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that your choice not to testify could not be used against you by the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, keeping all of those rights in mind, is it your wish to waive those rights and enter a plea of guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let the record reflect that Mr. Wahib has made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary decision to withdraw his pleas of not guilty and or pleas of guilty to one count of obstructing justice in violation of Revised Code 2921-32A6, a felony of the 5th degree, one count of permitting drug abuse in violation of 2925-13B, a felony of the 5th degree, one count of obstructing justice in violation of 2921-32A6, a felony of the 5th degree, and 2 counts of hazing in violation of 2903.31B1, each misdemeanors of the 4th degree. The court finds that Mr. Wahib has been informed of his constitutional rights, understands the nature of the charges, the effect of a plea of guilty, as well as the possible penalties that could be imposed. And at this point, Ms. Saunders, let me go to you for victim impact.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that both Mr. and Mrs. Wiant both have a victim impact statement that it's prepared to present to the court.
Okay, very good. Who would wish to go first?
I'll go first,
Okay,
Your Honor.
Mr. Wiant, go right ahead whenever you're ready.
Your Honor, thank you again for giving us this opportunity to give our statements. Your Honor, since Collin's death, we've endured great sadness and grief. We miss Collin terribly. Holidays, of course, are extremely painful, but no holiday brings a complexity of pain and sadness to me like Father's Day. And I say complex because of the fact that not only do I recognize for the entire day that one of my children is not with us, but I can see the pain and the sadness and sometimes the frustration in my children's faces as they know that they can never eliminate all my grief for just one single day. And they try very, very hard to do so. And I'm sad and angry that they feel this way, especially since Collin's death would have been avoided with the right leadership and direction within this fraternity. The defendant was elected to lead men, and he failed. He failed to take the opportunity that was given to him to change the years of historical abuse within the fraternity. And we as a family pray that the defendant learns from this and devotes his life to being a man who is an agent for change in his community, his country, and his world. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Wiant. Mrs. Wiant, whenever you're ready.
Yes, just, Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to let us speak. You know, I've had losses in my life. I've lost my parents at a younger age, and I know with most losses, things get easier as time goes by. The loss of a child is not like that. There's no it doesn't get easier as time goes by. It just becomes more apparent of the void in everyone's life. Nothing can be done about that. But I know and strongly believe in my heart that a lot of good can come from this. And any work in the way of anti-hazing work, any awareness, any peer-to-peer messaging can do something great to drive a lot of significant and important change that will prevent hazing from other people, prevent other families from having to go through this loss. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Wyant. And as always, I thank you both for your wise and heartfelt statements. And while I know we've done this a number of times at this point, while I certainly cannot imagine the pain and suffering that you and your family have endured, I am sure that it does not get easier with time. And so I want to thank you both again for being present at the hearing today. And Ms. Saunders, anything else that the state wishes to put forward?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would just ask the court to adopt the agreement. I believe that Elijah, when he filled out his statement of guilt for the ACE contract, did identify the fact that he has learned that his conduct was inappropriate by not only hazing individuals, but also instructing them not to provide information to Ohio University during the investigation of Sigma Pi. So I hope that he also learns from that to echo the Wyant family and becomes somewhat of a voice for Sigma Pi and the rest of his brothers nationally in terms of trying to get hazing to stop and being a voice for that. We would just ask the court to sentence him on the misdemeanors today to 30 days in jail on count 1 and 1 day consecutive. That way we could get to the 31, give him the 1 day of credit, order him to do those 30 days in the Southeast Ohio Regional Jail. That would be the maximum sentence on the M4 hazing. And then have him pay court costs within 90 days. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wolf, go ahead.
Your Honor, I have nothing to add substantively to the plea arrangement and the sentencing. It is an agreed sentence, although I have not had the opportunity to ever address Mr. and Mrs. Wyant. And I can tell you that as a father with only one child, having lost my wife 10 years ago, suddenly and unexpectedly, I don't know that I could continue if I ever lost my daughter. So believe me, my heart and condolences go out to you. I can't even begin to imagine the grief you're going through. And I just wanted to express how sorry I am for the loss of your beloved son.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. Okay, Mr. Wahib, you have a right to make a statement as well. You are not required to say anything at all, but you do have that right. Was there anything that you wanted to say before sentencing today?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to apologize to the state and the court for my behavior in this matter. And I would like to extend my sincere condolences to the Wyant family.
Okay, very good. All right, the court has considered the agreed sentence that's been put forth today and finds it appropriate, and the court is going to proceed pursuant to that agreement. As to the felony counts of obstructing justice, permitting drug abuse, and third count of obstructing justice, the court will hold the plea that has been put forth here today in abeyance pending notification from the Athens County Prosecutor's Office as to Mr. Wahib's performance under the diversion contract. And as to the 2 counts of hazing, each misdemeanors of the 4th degree, the court will accept Mr. Wahib's plea, will find him guilty as to both of those counts, will impose 30 days of jail on count 3 and 1 day of jail on count 4 consecutive for a total jail sentence of 31 days with credit for 1 day having been served, and will order court costs within 90 days. And Mr. Wahib, the court will order that you self-report to the Southeast Ohio Regional Jail by 9 a.m. on July 22nd of this year. Finally, Mr. Wahib, I will also inform you of your right to an appeal in these cases by filing a notice of appeal within 30 days after the filing of the sentencing entry. You're entitled to file that notice of appeal without paying a filing fee. If you need any papers, documents, or transcripts of proceedings in order to move forward with that appeal, that's all provided to you without any cost. And if unable to obtain counsel for an appeal, counsel would be appointed for you at no cost. Ms. Saunders, do we have anything else to address for the record today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wolf, anything further?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you then. We will close the record. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye. Bye all.